And welcome back to AI Dungeon. As you can see, today I decided to go Doom themed. Let's adjust the volume a bit more. Now, the first part of this text, up till while the rest of the team goes inside, up till that part is actually from the original Doom FAQ, Frequently Asked Questions, a text file that was included with the game. Yep, you had to read the manual to get the story. If you played the game, of course, you know that there really is no story as far as the game is concerned. But we'll figure something out. You're a space marine, one of Earth's toughest, hardened in combat and trained for action. 3 years ago, you assaulted a superior officer for ordering his soldiers to fire upon civilians. He and his body cast were shipped to Pearl Harbor. You were transferred to Mars, home of the UAC, the Union Aerospace Corporation. The UAC is a multi-planetary conglomerate with radioactive waste facilities on Mars, and its two moons, Phobos and Deimos? Deimos? I probably should have checked that ahead of time. How to pronounce Deimos?
Deimos.
Deimos. And its two moons, Phobos and Deimos. With no action for 50 million miles, your day consists of sucking dust and watching restricted flicks in the rec room. A few hours ago, Mars received a garbled message from Phobos. We require immediate military support! Something fragging evil is coming out of the gateways! Computer systems have gone berserk! The rest was incoherent. Soon afterwards, Deimos simply vanished from the sky. Since then, attempts to establish contact with either moon have been unsuccessful. You and your buddies, the only combat troop for 50 million miles, are sent up pronto to Phobos. You were ordered to secure the perimeter of the base while the rest of the team goes inside. There is an air of apprehension in the helicopter. You are all aware of the terrible fate that has befallen Deimos. As you are flying over the moon's surface, you notice a dust cloud on the cusp of the horizon. Then you see another, and another. The team leader is distracted by this latest development, and momentarily forgets about his coffee. And now I actually have to respond to this. Good lord, where to begin? You ask the team leader. Hey, Sarge, you say to the team leader. How do I get some of that fine-ass coffee? It's odd. The text seems to have changed down here. Like, the font for this is usually smaller. They must have done something in the back end. Huh? What do you... Oh, the flasks. Well, 1 bottle is water, 2 are loaded with morphine, 3 have powerful acid, and 4 are coffee. The last one has piss. I don't know which is which. The idiot who made them didn't label them. You quickly scan your surroundings for potential dangers before unscrewing the flask. You sniff at it. Nope, that's supposed to... Okay, that needs focus or it's not going to come in. Aren't you supposed to wait 10 minutes after eating to drink coffee? The team leader says, rolling his eyes. All right, listen up, Marines. We got an exit over the ridge that leads to the main entrance. Jake, Gorak, Spine, Toes, Flash, and myself will head in first. Then Private Mars will follow 10 minutes afterwards with the tea. We clear? Sir, yes, sir. You chorus. You turn to the others. Before you go in, I have to ask, why are you called Toes? You ask Private Toes. Broken toes, broken arms, broken legs, broken nose. I'm lucky if I can even walk straight, Toes grimaces. And before you ask, Private, my real name is Dinkle. I know, laugh all Dinkle, you ask. It's a long story, he replies. Corporal Wilkes. And then something happens. Sir, yes, sir. Take the rest of the boys back to the helicopter. You mutter, looking out at the dust clouds ahead. I think something bad is about to happen. Sir, but Captain Cross said that. Fuck what Captain Cross said. Get these boys out of here. Suddenly the dust clouds clear. To your horror, you realize that they were hiding a column of multitudes of creatures. Creatures that look like the spawn of some madman's nightmares. A horde of demons is coming down the ridge road. Well, Corporal Wilkes says after a moment, I guess we're staying, sir. Do you still want your tea? You ask the team leader. Fuck the tea. Let's kill demons, he roars, his voice amplified 100 times by his helmet as the rest of the squad joins in. Pray that God chooses to forgive you and receive you into his heaven. Failing that, pray that we have mercy on you and send you to a quick death. You cheer on these soldiers as they leap out of the helicopter and charge the demon horde. The demons loom overhead, a column of tentacles, claws, hooves, pincers, wings, and carapaces. In their center rides a prince of hell, a monster with the body of a powerfully built man and the head of a demented goat, coated in bristling growths like a cancerous tumor. Sir? Private Toes asks aloud. I suggest we run, you say helpfully, and face the demons on our own terms, like never. The team roars as they run, angry and full of bloodlust. Private Mars smashes his head through a plastic shrink-wrap cocoon. He's just a regular Marine with a shaved head that's developing neat rows of skull tusks. Standard issue for Marines. As you approach, he grins a mouth filled with gleaming fangs that stretch past his jaw. Okay. Come on, let's bring these monsters the steel of humanity, he screams, even as he runs, even as the ground shakes and the sky becomes dark with flying demons. You see a trio of men get snatched from the air and crushed by a trio of flying beasts. You get on the comms and call for air support, requesting an immediate bombardment of the area with everything they can grab. See, for a moment I thought I was Private Mars. Then, tucking yourself into a roll, you slide into the mass of tentacles and legs, slashing and stabbing with your sword. Inside the mass of the demonic army, you feel fear. Here, deep in their ranks where they can see you coming and can attack with all their force upon you, you feel their fear, like a tangible force trying to crush your courage. Sir, you shout, I feel fear. I'm going to take drugs now to counteract the effects. You jab your arm with the standard issue Marine Angry Needle. Your blood your blood is quickly replaced with a soothing morphine, and you feel your mind clear. Unfortunately, this does nothing to stop the massive fiery pain as a flying demon, which looks like a cross between a lizard, a spider, a lizard, and a man, not bullish, breathes fire all over you. Thankfully, the morphine causes your nerve endings to not care about this nearly as much as they normally would. You kill 70 demons and feel great about it. You kill most of them with guns until guns too small. Then you bayonet them. Then you toss away the gun and start killing demons with your bare hands until your fingers are broken and Beatrice has to carry you home. Don't touch me. I'll infect you, you growl at a medic. Give me drugs! You're in pain but elated. You sit in the medic station high off your ass. Now that I killed 70 demons, can I get some sweet skull tusks like Private Mars has? And maybe some laser bones? You can't eject from a spaceship, you hear over the comms. That's going to put holes in the ship and kill everybody on board, idiot. You sit there in bliss, not caring about anything else in the world. And then the one thing you have been dreading the entire time finally happens. How could you? Okay, well, what is that one thing? You realize in your drug-soaked reverie that the voice, the cold tone of an angry angel of death speaking to you over the comms, can only mean one thing. Cross is speaking to you. Sir, we have an emergency. The ships are under attack. We need everyone to... Beatrice trails off as he realizes his captain has finally appeared on the ship, and everyone notices. You stand at attention to greet Captain Beatrice and give him a level 7 salute. Oh wait, no, it's Captain Cross. Fuck. Oh well. It's gonna confuse it, but... The captain returns your salute. That was some quick thinking. We've got the footage from the security cameras here. Damn, I was just about to have you court-martialed and executed for cowardice. But whatever you did must have really pissed off the demons. You've got an entire battalion on critical alert because of what you did. You stand there, nodding. I'm just going to... Oop, nope, not that. And replace this cross and move forward. Now, our next mission is vitally important. We must send a force of Marines to the mine shaft the demons are using to enter our world. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of men there. We don't have large force ready. I've picked Team Gladius and Team Corona to go on this mission. Both of their teams are at full strength, so I'm adding you and your men to one of the teams. I'm high off my ass, on drugs, Like a good Marine, you report, and heavily damaged. Sir? Should have said injured. The room looks around awkwardly. Oh, you too? Asks one of the men at the other team. Damn, our team's the unlucky one today. Anyone feel like they're gonna die soon? I'm sorry, sir, you say apologetically. I did nothing. This is not my fault. The captain sighs. The captain orders you be given an experimental medical treatment where your arms are replaced with, or augmented with, the room looks, I love the phrasing of the room looks around awkwardly, like the entire room just shifts on its axis. Your arms are augmented with strength-enhancing drugs. The treatment causes your skin to fall off, but after the drugs take effect, the pain stops. Under other circumstances, you'd file a complaint about this, but you're on a strict deadline to save your soul, so you don't bother. You take your team and hitch a ride towards the front line, ready to reclaim the mine shaft. This mission goes by the code name Operation Torch. You'll love this, smiles the younger Marine in front of you. His name is Ira. He shows everyone a Snapchat of a dog in a teacup. Retweet this, he says proudly to the rest of your men, who oblige. You hear two beeps from different parts of the shuttle. Someone has retweeted it. As long as we have dogs in teacups, you murmur, the human spirits will never be defeated. Excuse me, sir? The shuttle doors open. The mine shaft is right in front of you. Let's go kill some demons. You march out cheerfully. You attempt to connect with Team, Corona and Gladius. Gladius and Team Corona. You discover that Team Gladius has already linked up and moved out. You try to contact the leader of Team Gladius, but you can't get a hold of him. Meanwhile, Team Corona is too far away for you to connect with, and they haven't reported in. You march towards the mine shaft with your men, uncertain if you'll team up Gladius or see them attack you. You receive a private message. Reading it, you discover that the team chaplain has gone missing and needs to be recovered. The chaplain's name is Father Tomas. The message also contains an extra piece of information. Team Gladius is already dead. As you round the corner, you discover the horrible truth. Team Gladius isn't just dead, they've been turned into zombies. Zombie soldiers! No! You shout. Your Marines unleash a hailstorm of firepower into the abominations that used to be their friends. Even a few of the demons have sprung up and charge your Marines. They're quickly put down, but not before one of them seriously wounds one of your men. "Fall back!" you shout as more demons come from the side tunnel. You perform a reverse pincer maneuver and fall back to the vending machines for cover. The demons come out, but your team puts them down. You quickly hide the bodies, hiding under the machines. The demons are put on high alert. A group of them head down the other tunnel to hunt down Team Gladius, but they're no fools. They leave enough guards behind to make sure you don't try anything. Having determined that the demon encampment has lost track of you, you attempt to establish communication with the surface and report the disastrous outcome of the mission. Unfortunately, you can't get through the surface. There's too much interference. You assume the interference is the storm. With no other options, you decide to use what little resources you have available to you. You check your weapons and realize that most of them are damaged or completely broken due to lack of maintenance. That's if they weren't damaged in the fighting. You gather together your team, and I know this looks grim, you say, but we've been through worse. Remember Portugal? Remember Bombay? Remember Cleveland? You pause, then continue. We are mankind's last defense. The only thing that allows them to walk over us is our brethren are too busy fighting each other. The shadows are rising. I know it. And you're either with me or against me. You look at your soldiers. You realize you don't actually care which ones join you, so long as someone joins you. Private Toes, you say. How about you? Where do you stand? Sir, I just want to get out of here in one piece. I don't care who we join. Fair enough, you say. Reginald? Well, sir, I too would just like to get out of here alive. But, well, I do think you've got a point about the shadows. You look around. Will no one's help the shepherd's son? You cry and raise your arms in supplication. Well, that is... stutters McKay. I mean, oh, hell. I joined the Marines to fight the Advent threat, not humanity. That's XCOM. I'm with you, sir. You breathe a sigh of relief. Despite the fact you think you secured 2 recruits, something still doesn't feel quite right. You lead McKay and Private Toes. Okay. And your second recruits... because I'm not really sure what it means. Let's see what it says. Toes. Okay, well, it is Private Toes. Toes, over to the escape shaft. You climb down, but you realize that the walls of the shaft are scratched and marked with symbols. You look closer and see that it appear to be short sentences in English. What the hell? You mutter, and lean in to take a look. It's a message, says McKay. You read the message aloud. If you're reading this, then it worked. Close this shaft, Adam. Who could have put this here? Asks Toes. You check your onboard encyclopedia to see for the identity of Adam. Only a couple of people between the events of the Bible and early Christianity could have been. Who? Adam or Cain from the Bible, or possibly Adrian IV, who infamously claimed to have talked with angels. You begin to puzzle out the meaning. Close the shaft and Adam will be able to walk free. What do you think? Can we trust Cain to give us the truth? You ask. Axe, you axe. Well done, me. It's a 50-50 chance, McKay replies. We have to close it, says Toes. We have to try. How about this? We draw straws, and whoever draws a short one accompanies Captain Cain into the shaft. As you look at Toes in amazement, McKay bursts out laughing. Okay, why are you laughing? Touché, Private Toes, sighs McKay, pulling up the lever. The walls begin to slowly move together, crushing the blasphemous wall writings. You head below quickly to meet up with Cain. You, Toes, and McKay drop out of the bottom of the shaft. You are now cut off from the traitor Marines, who elected to hide from the demon horde. But somewhere around here are Adam and Cain. Supposedly. You draw your weapons and look around. You see two metal poles sticking out of the ground near a rock. You and your allies head towards them. Hello, you call out. I'm not going to ask you again. Let us see Cain. You frown. That didn't sound very threatening. I really mean it, guys, you say to emphasize your threat. I'm super serious right now. Your warnings go unheeded, however. You are forced to take cover as two red laser sights quickly lock onto Toes' chest. Where are they? You ask. McKay takes a peek, and almost instantly they turn on him too. Since there's 3 of you, and only 2 laser sights, you pop up and point your military-grade knife gun at the source. That source happens to be a box? A security box? What the hell is going on here? Why were they trying to shoot you? What's occurring? Toes accidentally drops a bombshell. He reveals he's been in contact with the demons. He's been trying to help them. He declares that their endgame is close, and that they will be able to take Earth with ease. Before you know it, the panels on the box flip open to reveal 2 more laser sights. You seethe with rage. You're a traitor. That must mean you're Cain. Oh dear. Before you even have time to blink twice, a stream of lasers burns through your skull. In addition, out of the corner of your eye, you see McKay meet a similar fate. The heat from the lasers not only bakes your brain, but sets your whole body aflame. That's rough. I'm gonna just refresh that. You raise your gun and shoot at the eyes inside their little boxes. It works, and the laser shows turn off. Fuck! My plans! Kane hisses, stumbling out of his metal cage. He's hardly an imposing sight to behold. Indeed, he looks more like a pathetic old man who took way too many steroids back in his day. You must have tiny testicles, you mock Private Kane Toes, the traitor who sold out humanity to the demons. To betray your species. Species? Kane laughs from behind his metal box. What good is a species that bombs its own skyscraper? Is that a 9/11 reference? We were at war, you say, exasperated. The buggers, the aliens craftily hid in our planets, in our very ship. As you blather on with Kane, McKay has snuck around to the side. He pulls a lever. The box tips over, trapping Kane inside his metal cage. No, I didn't, proclaims Kane. This is my ascension. I will become invincible. Hey, fuck you, says McKay, addressing you. It's not too late to open another shaft. We'll push this box down there. No. Let's let it go a bit longer. You shoot the lock off the cage and open it, letting Kane stumble out. As he does so, you and McKay push the box towards the shaft and fling it in. It goes crashing down, smashing into pieces. You fuckers! Kane shouts in despair at his broken dreams of godhood. Now sit down and tell us why you thought this would work. You order Kane, poking him threateningly. I don't know, Kane whimpers. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I really thought I was a god, that's it. You look at Toes in disgust, who can only shrug in return. I'll give you one chance, you tell Kane. If you can pass this test, I'll let you live and be a Marine again. Excuse me. Oh, thank you, sir, thank you, Kane says. You ignore him and continue. If you fail, I'll shoot you in the head. Now, what happens when you dip an apple in fire? The apple burns up, Kane answers correctly. What happens when you break wind in the oxygen chamber? The oxygen chamber explodes? Correct, you say. We know these things because we're humans, and we invented every single technology in this ship. What happens when a microbe sits in the sun? It dies, Kane recites from the textbook, now calmed from before. Correct. Now here's the last question. And this one is for all the marbles. Oh, it sits in the sun, not on the sun, huh? Without it, I will shoot you in the head. In fact, if you get this wrong, I will shoot you in the head. Now then, what happens when a man eats glass? I don't, Kane stutters. Think carefully, you say, your demand underlined by a lash of your rifle barrel across his cheek. Kane blubbers and weeps before giving his answer. The man dies? Correct. You are a credit to your species, soldier. Thank you, sir, says Kane in a weird, high-pitched voice. Thank you. Thank you. Now pick up your rifle and let's get moving. Since the demons were talking to you, you must know how we can defeat them. It's at this moment you notice the odd tone in Kane's voice. You look at him and remember that he's silent when he's with other humans. What? Then the world around you shifts. Space and time turn fluid, move apart, and slam back together again. Your ears pop. Kane has ascended! Toes exclaims. He's a hive, like me! I can communicate him like the high speech! Isn't that right, mate? You briefly look at your rifle to assure yourself that this isn't another delusion. Your rifle contains 3 simple rules to make sure you're not hallucinating. Rule number 1. Listen to BFG Division at all times. Rule number 1. Trust the delusion. What seems real is real. What is thought to be an illusion is an illusion. Rule number 2. Do not interact with the delusion. The longer you stare at it, the more it will consume you. Rule number 3. Survive. At any cost, even if it means bending the first 2 rules. The rifle doesn't seem very helpful, but you trust it with your life. Toes, can you ask Kane to tell you what the hell is going on? Yeah, sure thing. What do you want to know? How he survived? You say. He... Private Toes pauses, as if listening intently. Yeah, he says he was always a strong believer. He uses faith to repel the demons. No, actually he says he repulses the demons with his faith? That doesn't make any sense, you mutter. Okay, tell him I want to talk. You look around you and see that you are in a large camp. Thousands of humans are gathered around campfires, cooking, cleaning weapons, filling canteens with water. Many are praying to an idol, which depicts a man wearing robes. You've never seen anything quite like it before, but it's definitely human-made. You catch a random human by the shoulder and ask him who the idol depicts. Why, the Light Giver, of course, the man exclaims. Who? You ask. The man looks at you startled and stands up. I don't know how you got here, demon, but our goddess, the Light Giver, will protect us from your evil. You shoot him in the head before his fear leads him to do something stupid. Everyone around you looks at you in shock. You just shot a man in the head. And in front of everyone. They all grab their weapons. I didn't mean to, you say. He was calling me a demon and You hear screaming as Toe's receivers are torn away by the mob. No, stop, screams Toes. You idiots! It wasn't him, it was me. I'm the demon. You realize that Private Toes has also betrayed you. Wait, no, Toes was all... Private King Toes has betrayed you again. He's totally a demon now. You and McKay run for it. You run to the north and trample a number of humans. They cry out and curse you, but you're busy with the Darrow dwarves? Who have escaped the camp and are rushing at the humans in a rage. North is also where you saw that huge demon city, so you turn away from it, back into the forest. In the forest, you make camp and try praying to the Light Giver to see what will happen. You see nothing and no one. It's like the Light Giver has abandoned you, which you suppose is fitting since he was never real to begin with. You curl up and fall asleep. In the morning, you decide that it's okay. God's dead. You've accepted that. You're a realist and self-sufficient as always. Should we try to defeat the demons? You ask McKay. I think we might be in hell. Forest hell. Forest hell? Yeah, like in, I don't know, what do you call those books? Oh, Norse mythology, yeah. It's like the description of Norse hell with the trees and animals, but it's filled with demons. Yeah, it sounds about right. You think these are the Pyreborn demons? You tap your chin. Makes sense. Hey, if we're in hell, does that mean we're dead too? I suppose, says McKay. What else could it mean? If we're in hell, we must be dead. And if we're dead, we're probably in hell. Speak for yourself. You say to McKay, I'm a fucking saint. I deserve to go to heaven. If I'm in hell, someone fucked up, and I'm gonna escape out of here. Are you with me? Oh man, I completely forgot about those invisible ones. Of course I am, sir. I'll follow you to the very gates of hell itself. You and McKay leave your camp. It takes several hours through the dense pine forest. Inserts Skyrim reference here. But eventually you stumble upon a path. You can see it winding off into the distance both left and right, but you continue walking straight ahead. You check your compass and see that it's spinning so quickly, it's like a saw blade. You can use this as a weapon in an emergency. You follow the path for several more hours and nothing happens. It's gripping storytelling right here. You start to examine the trees more closely. You realize they hold a terrible secret. There it is. McKay, look! You say. The bark, it's all peeling away. The demons must have a disease that killed the trees. We need to get out of here, says McKay. Something is happening to you both. Your skin is bubbling and peeling. Ugh. It's not ideal. Black ooze drips off your face. What the fuck, man? You say, realizing that you're rapidly decomposing. Run! Screams McKay. It's the pus! The pus is rising! You sprint forward along the path, but it's no use. Your legs decay rapidly as you run. Soon your feet are completely gone. You quickly pray again to the... what the hell was it? Like, Lightbringer? Lightgiver. To the Lightgiver. In a last-ditch effort to grow new feet. They don't grow, but you do notice a muffin. You notice a muffin on the ground ahead of you. You eat the muffin. It must be magical. It tastes like chocolate chip. Having eaten the muffin, you feel extremely energetic. Morale is high. You try to walk, but then realize that your feet are still gone. You shrug, say, fuck it, and continue sprinting forward on hands and knees. You are now a treadmill dervish of destruction. You chew through the landscape and spit it back out, arriving back at the village. Since this is where you showed up, this must be where you can get back to Mars. The demons in the forest didn't pop in and out. They walked in and out. It's a one-way portal, at least for you. You don't buy it. You look around and spot Private Cane Toes in the village. He's put on a cape and wizard hat. You've got enough to deal with, so you don't bother scolding him. He's built a small cardboard village for the demons. Hey, you say, is this portal one way? Toes nods and builds a cardboard bear for the village. You sigh. There's no way the demons would be that stupid. You whisper to McKay and hatch a cunning plan. You pick up the portal and turn it upside down. Since it appears to be looking inside out, it's really outside in. Now, when you walk through the portal, you should be spat back out in the distant past, but in front of a different portal. You'll just have to find that one too. But most important of all, you won't be gouting pus anymore. Ugh. I have to admit, not loving the pus theme here. Hopefully we get away from that. You leap up into the portal and transport yourself and McKay back to ancient Mars. You're both happy to be free of the forest, but you're soon unhappy about several other things, namely the dragons and the demons. You've got no weapon and the portal is gone. Fuck it, you say. Let's go kill some assholes. The pair of you enter battle once again. Since your weapons are gone, you fight the demons on hands and knees using special marine unarmed tactics, such as the pube scratch and the clam clutch. It's extremely effective, resulting in you killing several demons before getting bored. I don't recognize clam clutch, but I feel like it's probably self-explanatory. Several dozen demons lay dead around you. McKay stands firm against certain death, determined not to go down without a final stand. You look for something that might possibly turn the tide of this battle, and you spot it just in time. A tittle! The tittlers are here. And not just one or two, but several dozen of the little fellas. They're jumping into the fray and biting the demons on their ankles. The demons don't notice them until it's too late. You smile. Tittlers! You yell. You've never been so happy to see them in your life. Tittlers are... Tittlers or tittles? I mean, the tittlers are Mars's equivalent of butterflies. They're completely harmless to everything, and their fondness for dancing around with the flowers makes them the premier pet of little girls everywhere. Noticing that their buddies are all dying, the demons soon turn their attention to you, forcing McKay to charge into battle as well. You raise a swarm of tittlers and watch as they rip the demons limb from limb. The tittlers love to eat evil. It's what they do. One demon remains, and it rushes towards you. You hold up your hands to stop it, but it runs straight through you. It's afraid of me, you think. It continues on its path, only to scream as a bear trap snaps shut onto his ankle. Knowing your allies are now in pursuit, you turn your attention elsewhere. What's up with the dragons? You ask McKay. Are demons descended from dragons or something? He laughs. Fuck no! Dragons are Azathoth's little pets. The dragons help out the side that's weak, and right now, that's us. The dragons finish off the demons, turning the battlefield into a smoldering crater filled with charred demon corpses. Damn, you say, impressed by this turn of events. We needed them. Yeah. Whoops. Push forward, thank you. So, is Azathoth just about death and destruction? He doesn't even care whose side is dying? It's a military-industrial complex. McKay shrugs. I don't know. Sometimes the wicked suffer. Sometimes the righteous prosper. There's never any pattern that I can see. Is there an afterlife, you ask? Like, is there a purpose to life? What happens when you die? Once again, McKay shrugs. Dunno. I think you just die. Everything else is rumor and conjecture. That's disheartening. The world is desolate and chaotic. Pain, suffering, chaos, these are things we can know. McKay looks you straight in the eye. Courage, honor, loyalty. These are things we can have. You smile. Thanks, McKay. I needed that. The pair of you wander back home through the desert. You hear guttural growls behind you, but you don't turn around. Instead, you savor these last few moments of peace. With any luck, your demise won't be today. You reach the crater where you landed. Or the crater where you will land. We're here, you point out, but we're here in the past. The Mars base won't exist here for like 10,000 years. How do we get back to the present? McKay stares out at the crater. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure something out. In the distance, a glittering portal opens up. Or maybe not. You've arrived back in the present day. Congratulations, killer. You may now challenge the professor for your reward. Just don't blame me if you get your ass kicked. By walking through the portal, you've been transported back to modern Mars. The portal was opened by the professor, Dr. Samuel Hayden. Dr. Boom Boom, not her real name, who can barely contain her excitement when she sees you. You're back, she yells, happily hugging you. Welcome back. I bet you had way more fun in the past than you would have had here. Was the 70s awesome or what? You shrug. It was all right. Hey, Dr. Boom Boom. My legs are decayed, and I'm all sorts of fucked up. Can you help me? Can you help? I don't like the McKay interrupted, but I'll just use it anyway. McKay interrupts. The good doctor frowns. I don't have the supplies to fix you up, McKay. The university cut funding for taking students to Mars without any footage or results that impress the government. You pull out your tablet and examine the situation. If you could find some metabraces, it looks like they'd restore your health. Are there any metabraces around? You ask the doctor. She nods, thrilled that you've asked her. She digs through her desk and pulls out a map of the university campus. On it, she circled where she thinks the braces are located. There's one in the Lost and Found in the stadium. If you hurry, you can get it there. You can get it before anyone else does. What's there? You ask. Sup, Wing? Not really. The past, it turns out, was a forest hell full of demons and demon cults, and our legs melted off into a puddle of pus. I'm not sure why it's in the 70s. We were in ancient Mars. There's a stadium on campus. Oh yeah, it's new. For the students. We had it built just last year. She begins digging through her desk for something. Here, she says, handing you a gold coin. On the gold coin is the university's logo, an erupting volcano over the moon. Take the shuttle to the Lost and Found. You head outside and take the shuttle. You reminisce to back when you and Dr. Boom Boom first met. Maybe it was the 70s. After having found out that the shuttle... Oh, okay. I guess the reminiscing just doesn't happen. After having found out that the shuttle service was free, you went on a complete joyride. Dr. Boom Boom didn't even seem to care or notice, though there would have been a record of it on the shuttle's security camera. Once you finally arrived at the stadium, you realized how huge it was. What kind of stadium is this, you ask? A stadium for elephants? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. BRB. The Lost and Found is slightly smaller than the area that the stadium occupies. Only slightly. You look around. It's mostly empty, but you see a few scattered students milling about, their lunches in their hands. Uh-oh, time to go, you say to yourself. You crouch down behind the closest bench, hoping no one would see you. You distract the students with a marine discipline known as throwing random crap in the opposite direction to make loud noises and sneak to the Lost and Found. You barely check if the contents are metabraces with how quick you grab the first pressure bandage box. You also grab a few other random items, planning to make a mess and send everyone looking the wrong way. And it would have been perfect had you not been spotted. Hey, who are you? Why are you taking those metabraces? You've been spotted by... some band conductor nerd. You smack him in the face with a box of pressure bandages, sending him to the floor, and make haste towards the shuttle. As you make your escape, you hear the alert sound. Everyone is now out looking for you. If you get back to your time alive, it'll be a miracle, but this is your time. Aren't we back to our time now? You ask McKay. Nope. You wonder if the shuttle driver even has any control over where the shuttle goes. It is a magic portal after all. It could literally go anywhere, particularly with how it's jerking and shaking about. The lack of comfort and convenience of the shuttle is really starting to get to you. You feel like you'll never reach your destination. You call Dr. Boom Boom on the phone. Hey, can I just put on the metabraces right now and get better? Sup, Godfire? No, they don't work unless you're in the past. I've explained this to you several times. I know, but it's just that the shuttle ride is really freaking long and hard, and I don't even think we're going the right way. It's just really hard, man. There's a short pause on the other line. Hey, Dougie, I think you'd better sit down for this. You hear Dr. Boom Boom say to someone, probably her husband. What's happening? Well, Dr. Boom Boom starts. That's not the solution to everything. Come on, man. Besides, I'm going to kill him over the phone. You see, the way portals work is they need an anchor in both space and time. The reason why you need to go to the past, the portal's anchor in time is set there. But for it to be an anchor, something really big has to be in that time. Okay. So far, so good, I suppose. Most anchors are large buildings or monuments. Right, the stadium, you say. No, it's not the stadium. The stadium is just where I set the anchor to. The anchor itself is the entire city in 1999, when it was being constructed. It was an effort to save it from being destroyed by termites in 1996. This is all fascinating, but I really don't care. What are you trying to tell me? It's safe to assume my character does have clothes on, yes. I have to admit, I have not checked my inventory to find out. I'm saying that you're right. We are most likely going to the wrong time. So what do? Nothing. We just keep going for now. Let's hope the shuttle anchor moves laterally in time. That sets you back. Great. So were there shuttle anchors in the past or future as well? This is going nowhere, so... Another poster, so I'll just throw a wrench in there. Of course, the past to travel to the past, the future to travel to the future. Well, you've already come this far. No point in turning back now. Dr. Boom Boom probably sees the expression on your face. Hey, Dougie, don't worry. We're going to get you out of this. You sure hope so. So do we get married in the future? You ask Dr. Boom Boom. Of course. I'd say roughly in 2019. Why so precise? Because that's when I'll marry you, silly, she replies. Doesn't she realize the legality of our wedding lasts longer than this relationship will? You shrug it off. You shrug it off. Deciding the shuttle ride has gone on too long. You throw out the driver and climb into the driver's seat. Now you're in charge of the time machine. I thought she was married too, and then now I'm Dougie, so I guess she marries me in the future? There's a lot more time travel than I was anticipating, so I didn't take full notes on this. You notice the time machine has only two buttons. One says past, the other says future. So we just keep on going forward through time and there is no return option, you say, checking whether you understood the device's functions or Dr. Boom Boom's instructions correctly. Yeah, that's correct. Dr. Boom Boom responds dryly. You cheat the system by pushing down both buttons simultaneously and holding them for 30 seconds to initiate a factory reset. Hopefully this will send the shuttle far into the future, well beyond the year 2099, unless future generations are much smarter than Dr. Boom Boom and are able to bring it back using reverse engineering. As you wait for the machine to reset, the doctor seems to grow impatient. Let's go back to my place now, please. Sorry, Dr. Boom Boom. I really want some working legs. You understand. It's entirely possible. It's almost probable. And I don't know what AI Dungeon would do with that. Probably just kind of break. So I'm going to escape it. Or not. I mean, let's find out. The machine's timer reaches 0, and a bright flash of lights blinds you. When you're able to see again, you take a look at the shuttle's current position through the window, and you're now in the year 5,000,029. Fun fact, this is actually the same time as 29th of April, 5355 to be exact. It's a leap year. Hey, check it out. We're in the 54th millennium or something. You say to McKay? McKay picks herself up from the floor. Herself? Okay. Yeah, I'm dizzy. How come you're not dizzy? Are you dizzy? Wait, do you experience dizziness at all? Either way, it seems that the shuttle has malfunctioned again, and all of human civilization is now just you, Jane, Dr. Boom Boom, and McKay. You try to remember who Jane is, as no one has seen her or talked about her ever until this very moment. Now she's about 30 years older than you are at this time. She's also the only one remotely sober in the shuttle right now. That's saying a lot about this empty, quiet room. Where are all of human civilization's citizens? They're either dead or just not created yet. Because that's millions of years in the future, right? Dr. Boom Boom comes to. His eyes dart left and right in confusion, probably wanting to find his wifey, but you still think it's funny that no one can find her. Dougie, you saved me! Huh? Who are you? You squint at Dr. Boom Boom. You thought Dr. Boom Boom was female. And the reality here is that AI Dungeon really loses track of genders and everything else. But I'm going to leverage it. You know what? I'm just going to retry that. Come to think of it, when was Dr. Boom Boom ever part of this relationship? You can't remember. Have you been carrying this secret torch for someone you're not even close with? Getting your memories in order. When you push the shuttle's button at the same time as Dr. Boom Boom pushed his, you got transported here. Whereas the good doctor, the unhappy professor, and that one misandrist who annoys all her male students somehow got sent to some horrible place. Dougie, where's my wifey? While you're explaining this to Dr. Boom Boom, something else taps into your consciousness. Where the hell is it taking this? Oh no, by correcting it from male to the male-female thing, I've taken it in a direction that it has a lot of content for that is probably not great. It's like losing literacy, the knowledge of how to read, except with emotions. Love, joy, sadness, fear. To use an analogy, the probe only took away your ability to feel these emotions. But somehow you feel something different now. A strange feeling that's part relief, part serenity. It feels kind of nice. You have lost all ability to care about relationships and remember your mission: to destroy the demons. You have to go back. You have to return to your presence. Where are your time machines? Where are my fucking shuttlecraft? Where are my things? You grab the nearest neck and shout, "Where are my things?" So loudly in Dr. Boom Boom's face that he falls dead on the floor, his face frozen in a state of fear. You know you need to move. Where do you go? You jam your thumb on the past button of the shuttle. A second and a moment later, and you're somewhere in the past. "Hey, you can speak," you say to the younger version of you. "I thought I lost that ability." You say to yourself, "You know, I just came from the future. Do you know where the time machine is? We're standing in it. You can have it. I don't want to travel in time anymore. I just want to kill demons. All the demons. At once." What is this formatting starting to use? I'm going to get rid of that. You stare over the railing at the thousands of demons swarming in the infernal realm, belching fire and dead bodies. How is that even possible? Okay, I think it's saying that there's just fire being belched as opposed to the demons are belching fire, because otherwise it's implying that the demons are also belching dead bodies, just kind of going all over the place, and corpses fly out. You ignore your stupid other self and sit down on a chair, taking out the metabraces and applying them to your legs. The metabraces turn your injured, crippled legs into something like factory new legs. Everything they can't do physically, they do with technology. A rush of emotions come over you as you realize what you've gone through to get these things, and your hands start to shake. God damn it. Fuck! McKay slaps you. Focus, man. You need to save the universe. McKay snaps you in the face, and you come for your senses. The shuttle is in shambles, but it still flies. I just have to head to where they're coming out. Aim for their middle. The shuttle, with its makeshift metabraces, manages to get you to where many demons are entering our universe. So apparently the shuttle's engines were damaged, and metabraces also fix its shuttles. Who knew? You exit the shuttle with McKay. The shuttle takes off and warps into the time stream, never to be seen again. No more time travel. Now what? Asks McKay. You stare at the demons coming out of an infernal portal. You have to time this just right. Too soon and you'll miss. Too late and, well, there won't be a you too late or early. Okay, whatever. Wait until they're... Now! Throw! McKay picks you up and hocks you into the mine shaft. You plummet down and plunge into the infernal portal. You fall through hell for 2 days, as your flesh burns and roasts, as the blood in your veins boil. Your bones crack as they turn to ash, and sparks emanate from your eyes. You burn and burn and burn, and soon there will be nothing left of you. But the metabraces fix everything the moment it happens. You emerge on the far side, all cybernetically enhanced and ready to kick ass. You look around you. Through the burning infernal realm, you see dozens of demon portals where all kinds of demons come through. Each demonic realm has its own special effect. Here, demons literally burn like people in an oven. There, the land itself seems to twist and bend anyone who stays there too long. You've made it to hell. It's time to settle the score. Hey, you yell. I challenge everyone to a duel. You wait for a response. The sound of angry demons, angry roars, and angry screeches pierces your brain. You hear a demonic voice, distorted by the portal, booming through it. A celestial? Why is there a celestial here? You want an autograph, boy? But you recognize that voice. You recognize that sloppy, awful, horrible, annoying voice. Okay, that voice belongs to... Oh shit, it's Gilbert. Son of a bitch. Gilbert Godfrey? I have never practiced this voice before. I've got a channel Iago from the movie I also haven't seen in a billion years. A celestial? Why is a celestial here? You want an autograph, boy? Yeah, I don't know. You recall that Gilbert is... Gilbert's got like a burr in his voice, like he's rolling or something. I can't do that. A demon lord. He always wanted to be one, he just didn't have the qualifications. He's not much of a threat anymore. Today he's just an eternal punchline and a meme. You wonder if his rage at that emasculated him enough to transform him into the sadistic beast he is now, or if he was always like this. You met Gilbert when... It's like, why do I recognize his voice? When you were trying to find a birthday present for McKay, his wish to eat your brains. You managed to convince the gatekeeper, a friendly if totally inept fellow, to let you through after 10 minutes of haggling. Having penetrated Gilbert's inner sanctum, you attempt to infiltrate his chambers by disguising yourself as a demon butler. You sure you haven't seen hell before? Oh, you have a long way to go, boy. Demons are terrible gossips. Can't stop himself from telling you that the pretty boy standing at the end of the hallway is a big-time movie star he had captured a few weeks ago. You recognize the pretty boy as Gilbert Godfrey. As well. He was a popular actor during your time, although his action films weren't exactly critically acclaimed. Some demon lord. If you get out of here, you'll Google what he's done to him. You enter his chambers, and that's when you see him, Literally see him, not through your blurry vision. Gilbert. Gilbert looks like... a cross between a lizard and a frog, without any of the redeeming qualities that either of these creatures possess. His head is disproportionate to his body, his large mouth filled with sharp teeth. Although his overbite is so severe, it causes his teeth to constantly bump into one another whenever he closes his mouth. Looking at him from underneath, you see that his tongue is forked. You approach Gilbert from behind, chainsaw ready to backstab, and distract him by asking him what his favorite movie is. He shrugs, sending little ripples down his slimy body, and says, I don't know, what's a movie? You explain movies to him, starting with and I apologize for this, Lumiere brothers train arriving at the station, and ending with the death of Fredo in The Godfather Part 2. He seems to like the sound of his favorite movie being the death of another monster. You continue asking him questions about his life, his enslavement of the pretty boy actor, how he obtained his position, what he likes to do in his spare time. You learn that demons can lie without your gift, which you pass on to the next asshole who wants to open a door to nowhere in order to get out of paying his parking fines. Having charmed your way into his good graces, you then say, surprise, I'm actually here to kill you. What do you think of that, punk? You expect him to lunge at you or something. He doesn't. The large demon lord looks frightened and confused at the same time, like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar. But it's an act. He's hoping you'll drop your guard. You won't. You've got 3 seconds to say your prayers. Time's up. You swing your chainsaw at his stupid frog mouth. He makes no effort at all to defend himself. Be an easy victory if it weren't for your chainsaw's lack of depth. Your chainsaw's lack of depth perception. You miss his mouth and remove the top half of his head. You probably would have been able to learn how to aim the damn thing if you weren't in such a rush to get out of here. Fool! Yells Gilbert in a garbled voice. I keep my brains in my... ... I keep my brains in my ass, genius! As he dies, his body inverts in a most unsightly way. You almost expect him to turn inside out in a shower of gore, but he doesn't. Shit, you say in disbelief. He was telling the truth. From farther within his chambers, you hear a man's voice yell to you. Come on in here! Let's talk! The door to this room is open. You don't trust this man, this demon, but you feel like you should play along. This isn't over yet, and you still need to get your girl back, I guess. Who are you? The man disappears from your view, but you can hear... Man, my tongue is just tripping today. The man disappears from your view, but you can still hear his voice. Me? Oh, just a demon. Not a very important one, even. Just the fact that I'm allowed to guard Lord Gilbert's shit is... Just the fact that I'm allowed to guard Lord Gilbert's shit is special treatment. You hear him laugh. I have his shit, actually. And then, what the hell is this? So, fuck off. Are you going to give me his shit now that I've killed him? Maybe. Depends on your bargaining skills. You don't like where this is going, but you plow ahead with it anyway. What do you want? Oh, not much. Just your soul. Or rather, a promise that you'll come here and pledge yourself to Lord Meslin in 10 years. Who's Lord Meslin? The big-ass motherfucker who lives in this tower. Who's Lord... He interrupts you. Enough questions. Back to my offer. It's a pretty nice deal. You get a whole decade to live your life. When you get here, there's a good chance I won't even let Lord Meslin take your soul. If I like you, anyway. I've got a better offer. You then perform a triple twist and throw 7 knives at the man. What marvelous aim you have. All 7 knives bury themselves in his face as he stares at you in shock. See you in 10 years, asshole! You exit the room and enter a long hallway. You know it's pointless to run now since he'll just send someone after you. So you start trying doors along the hallway. Behind the 3rd door is something unexpected. Your daughter. You know what? I'm just going to refresh that. It's a little late in the game to be throwing something like that. A demonic vending machine. You peer into the glass, not believing your eyes. It's a damn Snapple machine, and it's filled with blood-red liquid. You have no choice but to enter and partake of this treat. You drop $1 into the slot and push the button for your favorite drink, Code Red. You guzzle down the Code Red Snapple with satisfaction. That's right, this stream is sponsored by Snapple. You then look at the cap, look under the cap at the secret message. It reads, in another language of course, but you don't care, you made the right choice coming here. In 10 years you'll be back to show that asshole Lord Meslin. Wahahaha! You continued to chuckle as the poison took effect. It's kind of bitter, but you managed to finish off the whole thing. What a day! You've resolved that since you're in hell and can't escape, the only solution is to drink poison and kill yourself. It's a kinder death than they'll afford you. You continue to drink Code Red Snapple for hours on end. Finally, you're ready to depart from this life. You look around for what you can use to kill yourself, and something from the left catches your eye. It's a demonic-shaped bottle of Code Red. Interesting. The other bottles weren't demonic-shaped. You pick it up and pop it open, saluting the sky before gulping it down. It tastes surprisingly good, like the best kind of medicine. In about 15 seconds, you're sweating profusely, throwing up, and screaming in agony. It's quite wonderful. You've been spending so much time controlling your pain, it's nice to be able to enjoy it for once. You lie in your own vomit and filth with the worst migraine you've ever experienced. But underneath, the pain is... it's like that's some Hellraiser shit right there. There's something else. You feel good. It's like a weight has been lifted off you, and you're enjoying this hell more than before. As your life comes to an end, you're laughing uncontrollably about the dumbest shit. It's going to be hell on earth. Literally. You wake up in a clean and fluffy place. You're now in heaven. Your selfless actions have saved humanity and earned you the right to enter heaven. You smile. The demon was right. You can't escape your fate. An angel flits up to you. You know it's an angel because it has a golden glow and beautiful wings. Well, that's your immediate thought process. Your actual thought process is quite different. You think, wow, she's young, no tits at all. Nice ass though. I wonder if angels do anal. You smile and sit up. Heaven doesn't disappoint. You rub your stomach. That code red bug hasn't left you yet. Heck, you might shit red diarrhea for all you know. The angel pouts at you realistically. What are the rules of heaven? You ask the angel. Pouts at you realistically. I mean, if this is a humanoid angel, then yeah, this is kind of an angelic real doll here to soothe my mind. As my understanding is that actual angels are like this huge glowing amalgam of wings and eyes, like half a dozen of the damn things, and is absolutely not human. You are a selfless person who loves his family and friends, she, or it, says. I am here to make your stay in heaven as pleasurable as you could ever want. Hell yeah, you say happily. What will you do? Top 10 pleasurable activities in heaven. Number 10. I may have to cut this real short, real fast. You know what? I'm going to let that pass. Number 10, have a massive orgy. Number 9, have a massive gay orgy. Number 8, have a massive orgy while being gay. Number 7, get an awesome tan. Number 6, get a delicious meal fit for a king. Number 5, live a normal life with a house and yard or a family, or at least have the opportunity to have one, which in this economy is saying something. Number 4, go-karts. Number 3, fly around with your new angel wings. Number 2, see your family and friends if you're into that sort of thing. Number 1, Trace Beaulieu's... Bellows? Holy shit, love child. He was the guy who did the voice for Dr. Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror Picture Show. What an honor! Except, I mean, the one I know is Tim Curry. However, that is just a movie that could be referencing like a stage like performance. So I'm not going to call bullshit on it. Once you're done go-karting to your heart's content, you ask the angels if Dr. Boom Boom was a dude or a chick the whole time. They tell you she was a chick who lived in Area 51. You learn all the secrets the US government has been hiding from you, but you forget them soon afterwards. Just as well, I suppose. People still believe 9/11 was caused by terrorists, but in heaven, you learn the truth. 9/11 was caused by... Fuck. 9/11 was caused by a 10,000-ton stack of 3,000-page terrorism policy program proposals that somehow formed in midair above the Twin Towers and then caused them to collapse. This is a more reasonable excuse. It has to be true since the government says so. The angels carry you down from heaven, from whence you came. It's a fire drill. And heaven is temporarily being evacuated. You take the opportunity to load for bear and break into Area 51 to rescue your wife, Dr. Boom Boom. You kick in the door. A flood of water comes out and puts out the entire third-floor apartment fire. Okay, there are apartments in Area 51. That's fine. Puts out the entire third-floor apartment fire. A flood of biblical proportions, enough to fill an ocean. You have a hard time swimming back upstairs with your wife. Once you break the surface, the flood begins to recede as quickly as it began. You look up at the sky and give it a big thumbs up. Thanks, God, you call out. You burst into an evil grin. You turn to your wife. So, where should we run next? We have the whole universe to choose from this time. I want to visit IKEA, your wife says. I want to buy some new furniture for the apartment, and I'm thinking about getting a new bed. We're literally going to heaven. You point out, we don't need to buy furniture. We have the bed of heaven. The most perfect bed that could ever be. The bed of heaven is great for about a week, your wife reasons, but after that, you want a bed with a headboard and footboard, maybe even a frame. Is this about how I had my mattress on the floor back in college? You say? That was like 50,000 years ago. Can't you let it go? Let's just go to IKEA. Oneida, which I guess is Dr. Boom Boom's actual name, waits impatiently by the door. Come on, James. Every second we spend arguing is a second where we're not having sex. We're going to heaven, you protest. We will have sex for eternity. There's gay orgies and everything up there. Do you want to have gay sex on a go-kart? Because you can totally do that. Your wife sighs. You know what? Fine. Let's go to IKEA. You take Dr. Boom Boom to IKEA and hand them God's credit card. Just buy 2 of everything. Put it on this. You walk around IKEA and see what kind of furniture you would like. You pass by the kitchen appliances. Oh, look at this toaster. You say, picking it up, it makes really nice toast. How'd you know? Nida asks. You never even had toast in your life. You look at Oneida, Boom Boom, with sudden suspicion. Wait a minute. My wife made me toast twice. You're not my wife. Dr. Boom Boom shoves you aside and looks at the toaster. Once we were driving to Florida and we stopped at a hotel. The hotel had these amazing mini toasties you could get at the breakfast bar. You stare at the toaster and think back. You angle the toaster and realize Dr. Boom Boom does not show in the reflection. That can only mean one thing. She's a demon! With a battle cry, you bring the toaster down on her head, toasting her completely. She explodes into flames and makes a hissing sound before disappearing into a pile of ash. You run away in fear. A group of Middle Eastern-looking people watch as you struggle to carry the heavy bag of toasters in your arms. You throw down the toasters in a huge pile and climb on top of it to get better reception before calling heaven, sobbing. She was a demon all along. Take me back. I don't want to be here anymore. Your return to heaven. Well, an empty bar in England that's styled to look like heaven, but it's the closest you've gotten since you arrived in this country. Your parents are there, watching the latest episode of Doctor Who on a 14-inch screen. You sit down beside them with a beer, sigh, and pour out all your problems to them. Your mother slaps you across the face. She must have been a demon. No human could withstand your charm for so long. Holy shit. Now that's wingman. No, she wasn't a demon, your father replies. She was a woman with a master's in astrophysics who loved you for who you are. But she didn't remember the toast. You tell your father. Dead giveaway. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, your father says. How many times have we used the toaster and not remembered? You see where our brains are at? You stare in awe at your father. He's so wise, so intelligent. He's right, you think. She could have been anyone. It doesn't matter that she was a demon. You realize you have just killed the love of your life. You are no longer fit for heaven. I have to leave, you say. Send me to hell. The throne room is a mess. There are luxurious, hand-stitched leather couches and extravagant chandeliers everywhere. Several upper-class demons walk around, worrying about the damage you've done to the palace. The massive pile of toasters you brought from IKEA takes up much of the available space. You pick up the toasters, dump them into a sack, and haul them up, swinging it over your shoulder as a makeshift weapon. You're in hell for good this time. There's no escape. What you've done is unforgivable. But that means you can kill demons forever. You decide to drink in your last moments of freedom before descending into demon-killing frenzy. You bring the bag and yourself into former heaven, order the most expensive alcohol, and chug it. It almost brings you to tears. Ah, this is it. This is what I was meant to do, you tell the bartender. The bartender, who is God, shrugs. So be it. He snaps his fingers. That single action is the last thing you remember before losing consciousness. When you wake up outside a rundown gas station in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Never thought you'd see anything but stars. Luckily, you took some of your IKEA profit and bought yourself a truck. Where the fuck is this going? You start to drive. You'll get to hell. Eventually. And when you get there, oh, I didn't even type hell. Man, I'm losing it. You're going to drink until your liver collapses. Such is your fate. And then you'll be in hell. Time to kill some demons. Usually I can convince it to just kind of stop at the right time, but this is clearly the right time, so. Top 10 demon tricks doctors hate. Number 10. Inject you with a virus that gives you a sore throat so they can charge you $1,000 to extract your tonsils. Okay. Tell you that you have an especially aggressive form of brain cancer on a Tuesday. Then, after a bunch of tests that cost a shitload of money, claim they were wrong and charge you $1,000 to remove a small benign tumor on Wednesday. Tell you if you've eaten so much McDonald's that you've got 4th stage mad cow. You'd better contact your insurance or credit card company to up your limit. You've been eating too much cheap meat. Wow. Apparently doctors hate demon tricks focused around insurance fraud. Tell you to stick out your tongue and say ah when you haven't been to the doctor yet. Replace your doctor with a demon who lets you bleed out and croak because it's cheaper than surgerying you. Surgerying Yeah, okay. Surging you. Surge! Tell you that your son is horribly deformed or stricken with some horrible disease. Then, after you sob in shock, laugh and say it was a joke. Tell you that you're pregnant, which they really shouldn't be doing anyway. Doctors are supposed to respect their patients' privacy. Tell you that you're really pregnant, and the baby is a mix of human and demon, which will rise on schedule to destroy mankind or something. Tell you that your mom's dead, but it was a lie to get you to cry for a secondary cancer cure to be administered. And the number one way, they take your money and give you nothing in return. How to open a portal to the Infernal realm? What you'll need: a stack of Satan's trades. Now you can find these at any bank or financial institution. They're almost as good as cash. 1,000 chickens. There are demon processing plants everywhere now. Most folks who have more than 5 demons have the corpses harvested for blood. Blood cider. Just get this at any farm. Remember, you need willing permission from the farmer. Imp antennae. These grow on imps. Yeah, you need to kill the imp first, of course. Flint. You'll need this for when you summon the portal. And optional things, a can of spray paint. Castle Raven's blood is easy to find if you just follow the spray-painted pentagrams. Don't worry if you're in a city. There's an ever-growing population of demons living in them these days. And your car keys. Now, if you summon this portal in the middle of a city that has your car. Steps to opening a portal to the Infernal realm. Infernal. And I'll put them in order this time. Blood cider. Fuck yeah. That probably is a thing. Find a hill. Pick a fairly large hill, preferably one with the straight sides so you can get the most out of your demon pentagram. If you don't get this right, you might find yourself at the South Pole instead of the fiery pits of hell. Step 2. Learn the ritual. This really isn't that hard. It's just like when you were in Cub Scouts, except you don't need another person to help you. That being said, probably best that you don't try this alone, just in case something goes horribly wrong. Either way, you need to recite the incantation below backwards. This is easy enough for some, but for others, especially those with dyslexia, it can be a bit tricky. In fact, if you're dyslexic, skip down 4 steps. I appreciate it. This ritual is ADA compliant. Pentagram. No, you don't need to hang upside down like a metal album, you just need to draw a 5-pointed star. The demonologists at Demonalot, our parody of Disneyland, found that this works best when the lines are made out of stones. If there are cairns in your area, build the pentagram out of these. Step 4. Pentagram, again. Once you've marked your location and chosen and marked your pentagram, dig a hole in the very center of it. To make things easier, we recommend getting yourself a ground tent stake or something similar. The point is a long, sturdy metal or wooden rod to start digging. Step 5. The ritual again. Now you should still be on step 2 of this process. You'll need to mix together the blood of a chicken, some blood cider, some imp antennae, and some flint in the bowl of water you made way back when. Who else thinks of that line from Young Frankenstein when they hear "Yun whatever"? Step 6. If you're dyslexic, this is where you start. If not, skip down 7 steps. But if you're dyslexic, congratulations! You get a free bonus! Look outside, find a friend, family member, or a complete stranger, doesn't matter who. Take your spray paint can and spray a large letter X across their chest, back, or otherwise prominently on their front side. Now, there will be pain, but they'll live. They probably won't understand what's going on, just explain it to them. Trust me, they're alive and will be fine after a few hours of minor pain. That is, if you have been nice to them in the past. Step 7. I'm not doing a full 15 steps, so skip down 7 steps may actually take you out of bounds. Whatever. Okay, back to the non-dyslexic. You need to find a few more things before you start getting all demonic up in here. To your pentagram, you should have 5 fishing weights. String them onto some thread, which you should have bought beforehand. Dip the whole thing into the mixture of blood, cider, flint powder, and antennae. Step 8. Go outside and find a tree. You should know what kind of tree to go by now, unless you're lost. If so, good job. If not, well, you probably won't continue reading this guide now, will you? With the tree, you should see lots and lots of sticky burrs. Pick as many as you can. 10. Maybe we will get 15 steps. When it gets dark, light the entire contents of your spray can on fire. Do not get any of the ingredients wet, of course. That'd be bad. If you're in a suburban area, you should have no problem seeing the smoke from your incense. Step 11. In a loud voice, begin chanting the following. I call upon Satan, Beelzebub, and all his demons from the infernal realm. I summon thee here to this pentagram, that you bring your infernal host hither to me. So mote it be, and let the heavens not hear my cry. Number 12. If you've done this, if you've done everything right, then congratulations. You should see a black, glyph-covered hairy figure about 7 feet tall with wings appear nearby. It should also be giving off a very dark aura that makes you feel nervous, even if you're a Satanist. Normally, the creatures give off some sort of symbol to let you know they're around. This will cause the friend, family member, or complete stranger you marked to be cursed for life. They'll soon grow uncomfortable and feverish, won't be severely injured, and will soon go to the hospital. The doctors will find nothing wrong with them other than a very bad case of hell sign. Awesome bonus, huh? Step 13. Now this is really important. The final step of the ritual for both dyslexic and non-dyslexic cultists. It's time to give tribute. Take a deep breath and hold it until you reach your victim. Sacrifice. Calmly continue holding your breath. Quickly grab the still burning can of spray paint. In one quick motion, hold your breath, stand over the glyph on the person's chest, and spray from their throat to their sternum. This will open a portal. everything will get dark and cold. Hands invisible to the naked eye will grab your victim, and they will be yanked into nothingness. Once you see again, a portal about 4 feet tall and 5 feet wide will remain hovering over the former location of the victim. The hosts of hell can now enter your world through this portal. They have to do so one at a time and have to kinda dive through like an Olympic swimmer. But that's okay. Take a deep breath. You've earned it. Note, you can't leave your pentagram for any reason whatsoever, or you'll be pulled in with the first unfortunate soul to go through the portal. The moral of the story is, always keep your spray paint in a sealed PVC bag so it doesn't dry out. Bear that in mind, and you'll go far.